With the patch coming up next week, I think it's this week or next week, I can't remember. But I feel pretty secure with Mithril, but I think areas that I really am lacking still are just different types of deck. And until the patch sort of hits and we get the new cards and we know where we're going, instead of exploring my YG and its variants, I'm just going to start trying to play other types of decks. So there are quite a few reasons. One is I think it will sort of like cover up gaps in my knowledge and also allow me to put myself in other people's shoes. So there are also cards that I'm struggling with, and I'm hoping that if I play the cards, then it will be easier to play against the cards. So stuff like Horn, I seem to be losing more matches to Horn than you know what, let's just set this. I seem to be losing more matches to Allfather's Horn than to anything else really. Like if I try and pin down our losses lately, a lot of them are just due to this one card. So this isn't specifically sort of like part of the Cruel TK playlist. This isn't me trying to slowly improve my deck, which I've slowly managed to get to Mithril. This is more just playing all sorts of different decks, and then hopefully taking sort of what we gain from it, all of the information, and then just applying it. I suppose you could say we're just trying to improve overall game knowledge. I already got started on Fang Alpha 9, mostly because it's cheap. I've got a bigger collection now, so I can sort of spread out, but I'm still struggling. Like there's a couple of one of the things I did was I went through the leaderboard for Champion and Mithril and looked for anyone that had massive win streaks. So Kitsune has an 18 win streak in Champion. It's quite funny actually, because this is basically what I consider the Cruel Tech deck. You know, it's got the Enchant Eater. This looks extremely familiar. It's just got Lamp of Wonders, Dire Benediction in it. I took out Dire Benediction, but I said in the first place it seems to be a skill difference in so much as this deck isn't able to fight in the early game, and I was reaching a point where I was just praying for Misanthropia. So I've tried to find ways around it, and Enchant Eater as well. Clearly I'm not using this card well. 2 champion players and Kitsune has an 18 win streak. Either that's incredible luck, or you know, there are parts of the game that I'm just not playing correctly. Cruel Tech and Kitsune are both champion players, and they're just able to play the early game so much better than I am. I'm struggling with it, which is why I've had to make variations. Heaven and Hades, I mean, I don't want to say this, but Nauka's sort of famous for testing things out, doing all sorts of interesting things and checking for bugs or different interactions. I was actually a bit disappointed, but Nauka has an 8 win streak. I was hoping it'd be, you know, just because he's sort of a bit of a pioneer, but it's not. This is the Heaven and Hades deck, so I've saved it. You know, an 8 win streak, 18 win streak. This is Tempest, who's currently ranked 2nd in Champion, so arguably the 2nd best player, or I suppose you could say 2nd best player / grinder. We're still a long way from this though, but you know, I'm saving it anyway. I might end up deleting these. When the patch gets, when we've got new cards, these might not be relevant at all. I'm keeping them for now though. Also, Nier's deck, apparently that wasn't Nier. Apparently the Red Carnival version is Min-Max's version. Mole and Eric, we're closer to these two. Red Green is something we can achieve. It's just a little bit, so I've kept them for now and really stay away to Hades and 7-Ring Ritual. But I think we can get that before the patch comes in quite easily. We are quite close to a mythic wildcard for our mat, so we just have to play a lot. So I'd like to play these as well. Understand how red green works, or how these particular versions of red green work. Yeah, but as you can see, I played 6 games already, and I got so excited that I immediately, you know, tried making decks based off of them. What I'd tried to gain from it. But I'm hoping to gain more. If nothing else, I have had to make a few changes. It's super cheap, so we got most of it, but I don't have Junkyard. So, but looking at the deck, I don't think Junkyard was really that amazing, so I wasn't that bothered about it. And I only have one Sea Haven. I guess there are still gaps in my collection, unfortunately. So we're missing the Sun Haven. We're missing a Son of the Pack. Yeah, there are quite a few things, to be honest. I'm just missing little bits and pieces here and there. And you know, the marching orders. The marching orders is something I wish I had two of. I thought that was a big loss that we didn't get that. But so I've just replaced it with board clear. I've got Magnus, Thunderclap, Cataclysm, and they're all finishers or board clears. All of them have synergy with Allfather's Horn, sort of in the way that, you know, enchantments do, where even if you don't have rush minions, Allfather's Horn, everything attacks. Then Cataclysm, you know, actually works. If you know, or Allfather's Horn, Thunderclap, or Magnus, both have synergy, so I quite like that. Hopefully, we can play it. We can play it a lot, and then we can take, you know, information, that all the data we get. I suppose you could say just how this deck works. Also, the aggro mindset. This is an aggro deck. It's so different. Rainbow's End. There's so much I'm going to learn from this. I just need to play it and play it and play it. I'm really hoping to understand as much as possible how to fight against Allfather's Horn, and really get sort of empathy. And when I see this deck from now on, hopefully I'll know a bit better how to fight against it too. Some of the stuff in it, like Volkov Veteran, I don't know about that. I might forget at the end, or I might just decide to cut it short if there's like a pressing thing that I've got to do, and I just can't remember it off the top of my head. I've sort of recorded spur of the moment because I want to get started with this. So I'm just going to show you the two ideas I had. When I was looking for issues, because there's always been an issue that after Misanthropia, only having two Misanthropias in the deck, I'm dying for something else. You know, like just two Misanthropias in a deck when you're digging, and that's what you really need. Two isn't enough. It's never gonna be enough. So I never did a blue splash, but after playing the Alpha 9 deck, I realised that I really wasn't giving enough credit to Thunderclap and Magnus Forsen. I didn't really think 2 damage was enough to eliminate things, but that's simply not true. Against aggro, it really works. Finishing off minions, it really works. If they've got Einhar Fane on the board, then Thunderclap and then trading the minion into something works. Obviously not the other way around, because the minion dying then heals Einhar. But, you know, in a pinch, you know, Thunderclap just to get everything low. These things work. Magnus, you know, Thunderclap, and then there's just a 4/4 blocker. It might just save my life. Berserker Sickness, I mean, if nothing else, it has great synergy with Meso Libre, because you can stun something and then give it Berserker Sickness and it dies because it's stunned. So it gets sacrificed at the end of its turn. You know, end of problem. Like, so that's a very nice sort of 2-card synergy for 5 mana, which I like. And it also, of course, goes straight into, you know, our big bodies as well. Like giving Iku Frenzy, that's, you know, to finish, that's great. You know, that's amazing. Iku, give it Frenzy, that's 2 attacks. Volition, that's 3 attacks. Or Allfather's Horn, you know. Suddenly, we're not relying on Boneyard Abomination quite as much for finishers, but even so, the Horn for 6, but we ramp up, or, you know, the Cruel TK deck is a control deck, and it gets higher than this, especially with Collarbock. So we can actually put things down, and then Allfather's Horn. A lot of the time in aggro, you can't put anything down and then Horn, so they don't get the action. So you use the Horn and then you put down enchantments instead, like Giant Stairway. That's common with Allfather's Horn. But we're almost going to do it the other way around. I think this gives us a lot of finish potential. I'm fascinated. It's a big splash again. The gem cost is big, especially relative to the purple splash, but the effects are also bigger. And the purple was more so like neat tech, like it was really nice. It's just a little bit of extra heal and a little bit of extra card draw. And Berserker Sickness is neat tech. You know, it's a finisher, but it also works with stuns. It works with Meso. It works with Bella. Stun something, give it Berserker Sickness. It just dies. Doesn't matter. Sacrifice it. Isn't even a destroy effect. So I think it works on Celestial Dragon even, or Sapo. You know, just stun it, Berserker Sickness, and it's over. Like, that's pretty amazing. And you know, canines and snakes, because I mean, what are you supposed to say? I realised that, you know, yellow has canines in it. It's actually got pack mentality, so it can turn things into canines. Black Cadejo is a canine, you know, and the same with white. So having this so what I've got is a lower end cheap Serpent Den, Olama Ring, Canine, Model of Duality is like a very cheap streamline deck. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but at least pack mentality. If we can get anything on the board, Clay Effigy can suddenly become a 4/5 if there are things next to it, or I can pack mentality something and just throw a Clay Effigy next to it. Easy peasy. Serpent's Den should mean there are always things next to each other, and because there are always things next to each other, I think Olama Ring should work quite well. Model of Duality is really a lot of our card draw here. We've got the canines. I don't know about Avenging Alpha, but again, because we've got 1/1 serpents coming through, Avenging Alpha should go off a lot. Volkov, you know, just giving things overrun could be a very neat piece of tech. Shroud of the Pit. I didn't think Wake the Dead was that great. I'm not sure about Shroud of the Pit though. I really like Shroud of the Pit. Race in Shadow. I'm not sure about it in this deck, but getting Pack Troopers back and suddenly buffing each other seems to be amazing. And the Cadejos, apart from being canines, are also with the snakes. You know, when another minion dies, your opponent takes 1 damage. When another minion is created to gain 1 life. Well, we're going to constantly be creating snakes, and I'm seeing turns where, you know, we've got 2-3 snakes on the board, plus maybe a canine or 2. We throw down a Cadejo, and there's a big change right there. Like instantly, we just smash everything into everything. Suddenly there's a life differential, and because of, you know, the Serpent Den, it's like if you don't get us early, there's just so many resources coming out. It looks like it has a bit of a weakness to overrun. And of course, I can't have Meso Libre in the deck because we're already fighting for the 3rd mana spots. Just here is 6. And, you know, Volkov as well is fighting for that. So that's 7. That's a little bit. That's quite a bit, you know. Apparently I can't count though. It's 8 altogether, isn't it? Yeah, it's 8 altogether. And 4 as well. Like, the deck is missing the upper end. This is unbelievable, but I actually don't have Sapo in the deck. I've got Tangle Skin. Mostly because of the Goliath's webs. Suddenly you've got snakes popping up everywhere. If there's a big threat, I can just put a Goliath's web underneath a snake that has an action, and it can kill it straight away. So 2 Goliath's webs on the board, all in the space of 1 card slot. It's unbelievable what I think Sapo. I want to put Sapo in, but I don't know where to put him, you know. Revelation of Shimek. I think you have to have 2 in here and hope the boy's going to keep producing for you. Model of Duality, there's only 1. I can't rely on that to be my card draw the entire time. We'll see. I don't know. I'm just describing the 2 ideas I got so far from playing this. There are going to be a lot more, I hope. You know, we can see how certain interactions work, even just the aggro mindset. It goes without saying, but I've played YG pretty much the entire time we've been playing, all the way up to Mithril. All I've played really is Control. I've been playing yellow-green Control, variants of yellow-green Control. So I'm probably not going to play this correctly. That's sort of the whole point though. That's sort of the whole point. We'll play against AI as well. Yeah, I've never really played aggro, and that's sort of a weakness in my game. Definitely, it also allowed me to see cards differently. I don't know about this Cataclysm. It seems crazy, but I think it might work. We'll see. Yeah, this might go disastrously badly, or it might go brilliantly. I don't know. At least for right now.
Deploy.
Well, that's just rude. Also means he's got fire though. Do I really want to put down a pack trooper when I can't buff it? Traps come in. Do you just want to leave it? This sucks. You can always feel trap coming down, can't you? And this deck is so distinctive. Okay, he's playing red-green. He's playing red-green, Sugar Plum Fairy. Okay. Okay. See where you're going with this. Okay. So, we want to...
Taking point.
I think we can outrace her a little bit, or we can thunderclap and just get rid of her. If he's gonna... That is a 4 health swing, which sucks, but you know. Life sucks sometimes, what are you gonna do?
What?
This doesn't have overrun, does it? So they would give each other overrun. Draw a card, okay. I don't know how we play this. He's jumped on us a little bit, but not like a lot. Which is crazy. Yeah, we can just give them overrun. That's useful.
Come in.
Come in. Oh, that's perfect, isn't it? That is perfect. Okay. What happens next in this game? I mean, that already
Taking point.
should give you the 5, right? So. Oh, balls. Okay. Do you put it down or do you... I guess we messed that up. I don't know. I didn't want to get rid of Berserker Sickness because we have lethal with Berserker next turn. But it's hard to put down the Sons of the Pack as well. Magmatar? Yeah.
Flame. Take you.
Ugh.
Another battle.
Well, that sucks, doesn't it? We got covered there. Big time. So maybe this is an overcommitment. We can let him hit us for free. We could have just put nothing down. This is bad. Ah, Magmatar. Oh, we found one of the weaknesses of the deck then, didn't we? Why do I die to that? Slayer, okay. Oh, could have done that in the first place. Whoops. Ah. Well, now we're in trouble. You better hope for Magnus, hadn't we? Did I misplay that? Definitely misplayed that. Ah, Magmatar. So I spread out a little bit, or were we just waiting for a Volkov heavy? I guess we're now using our health as a resource, because we need a couple of turns. Okay, we can't use our health as a resource, because we're dead if we use our health as a resource. That sucks, doesn't it? Oh dear. Suppose I could have put the veteran down. I'm not going to finish on it though.
Come in.
Coming. Due to overrun, do we lose? Is there any point on this? Yeah, short stag of overrun is a bit too much, isn't it? Concede. Good game. We tried our best. Magmatar. Okay. Magmatar. Did we overcommit? Feels like we overcommitted. Well, this is awkward, isn't it? Oh, fantastic. Are we racing? Is that what's happening here? Are we racing?
Deploy.
So far they haven't done anything, so I guess this is okay. People say that aggro is more skill intensive in this game, or it's more mentally challenging than playing control. I've only played 7-8 games of aggro so far, but it definitely seems to be. You're constantly trying to think about ways for lethal.
Another battle.
Well, that is a thing you've done, isn't it? Carnhenge.
Another battle.
Considering he sort of seems to be playing the same deck as us. Is this right or is this not right? I don't know. This is confusing. Sea Haven. That is gonna suck, isn't it?
Deploy.
Okay. That was gonna suck, wasn't it? Do you even care? Don't think you really care, do you? Do we even... We have to burn something. That's ridiculous. Or do you want to burn that? But I killed him anyway. Pointless. Don't know why I empowered then. I'm a silly person, that's why. With bad maths. But the fact we've put him on the back foot already, this is over, isn't it? Kind of looks like this is over. Right, so we played ourselves. But he put down enchantment first, and we just put down a canine first. And that gave us the advantage. Oh, we skipped his second turn as well. Okay, he skipped his second turn. Otherwise, being on the play was better for him. I said it was more mentally draining, but that wasn't mentally draining. That was pretty easy. I don't know. Magmatar just messed us up so bad. Rustlin's Bite against red. Do I have to put down Sea Haven and Rustlin's Bite? Is that the priority? I think so. Okay. Oh yeah, I've got Murmuring as well. I think it's just a bit too useful, and it can potentially get something out of the way. Oh, Infuse as well. I've got to learn how to use Infuse better. The idea is to cycle your enchantments because of Rainbow's End. And every time you have an enchantment on top of your deck, it draws on the enchantment at the end of your turn. So if you have enough enchantments, then you should cycle really quickly. So you just burn the enchantments to begin with, I think. But apparently, Bite and Sea Haven are very important. We shouldn't do that. Do I really want to play the AI? We can skip the AI. Yeah. He got to champion with it. And we don't have any copies. That's not good. And we need 3 more copies of this. 100? That's not so bad. 5. Okay. Yeah, so we're at 1500 essence, so using an essence on Stairway. And we've got a mythic coming up on map, so. I think he's been playing for a while. He's got reindeer ears going on. No, he's been playing since 2019. Do you just get the reindeer ears? Can you put them on your portrait if you've played through Christmas? Looks interesting anyway. Okay, Goliath's Web. Well, this sucks. This hand is not good, is it? Thunderclap Magnus, though, might actually give us a way of staying in for just a little bit longer. I think Demolition Speedway isn't as valued because you can still get overrun with Volkov Point Man. I think. Definitely don't know, but I think. Are we really not going to play a card? That's absurd, isn't it? Okay. Okay, what is going on here? This isn't typical. This is weird as hell. Okay, Rustlin's Bite. So we got Rustlin's as a free draw, which is good. But this is ridiculous. Yeah, where are all my cards? I don't know. This game is insisting on giving me... Well, I don't really like playing this reactive, but what on earth am I supposed to do here? And he take no retaliatory damage, so he could do some serious serious work on this one. Just attack this, impel over. That wouldn't kill it though. You'd have to do something a little bit extra. But it looks like he's got it. Okay, so you attack across. Great. So he's got misfortune still. Well, this sucks then, doesn't it? Magnus won't actually destroy them though. But it has to be, doesn't it? In order to even get onto the field. Yeah, there's no point. I should do it the other way around. Otherwise Magnus dies straight away for no reason. Oh, this sucks, but we started so bad. I feel pretty rubbish about this. And they've got all the answers. This is really annoying. I'm trying to think this through, but there is really not much to do, is there?
Covering fire.
Alright, well this is how we die then. Which makes sense for an aggro deck. We draw, we had complete rubbish at the start. We just lost the match instantly. That feels terrible. That feels absolutely horrible. I don't like that at all. Okay. Unexpected. And a shame, isn't it? Ouch.
Yes, yes. Brilliant.
Cover as much space as possible, although purple has quite a few ways to kill me from 6. I mean, from 8 mana, it's not even a question, is it? Misanthropia is also good. What? That doesn't... Fragile, okay. So you've got some way of dealing with it then.
Covering fire. Deploy.
Well, that sucks, doesn't it? So he's definitely got some way of getting rid of this. No, he doesn't have some way of getting rid of this. So Magnus dies. And we do what we can. So that would be... Well, we lost that game. He misplayed. But at the same time, I lose to Horn all the time. And that's something he should have considered. So That's something we need to consider in our matches against blue. Horn. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? We're behind the entire time. We lost every single round, you could argue. But we're still here. Oh dear. Well, if they've got the necromantic.
What is lost?
Well, they've got the necromantic, so this isn't going so well, is it? What do you want to do? It has warded. Yeah. So thunderclap, probably not quite as useful here. No, because he'll keep Slayer on. Okay. So you want to... And then... Did I just mess up? Yeah, Rustlin's Bite. Oh, I've killed it, haven't I? Oh dear. Well, the reanimation sucks, doesn't it?
Taking point.
Alright, so we're not the aggressor right now. We're the dead person right now. Revelation of Shimek. Has overrun, so Volkov veteran would work. Right.
Covering fire.
We don't get the armor, which is unfortunate. Oof. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. I don't know about well played, but good game. I don't know about skill intensive either. Did I misplay that? This deck has no counters to that, does it? What counters does it have to Hopeless Necromantic? We had to move everything to the side. Whoops. Okay, well we're starting to see some weaknesses in the deck. Which is good, because anything with Horn we've been losing to. What are the counters? Marching orders. It's marching orders, isn't it? We need 2 copies of marching orders, that's why they're in there. I guess Traitorous Murmur as well. Yeah, or Sea Haven, arguably. And just try and ignore the Necromantic by some time. I shouldn't have put Rustlin's Bite underneath. So we made mistakes, but still, I think RG Reanimator is something this deck doesn't like, does it? Anything else I could have done? I don't know. It sort of went pretty perfectly. Indrik Beast in the graveyard. Had the Hopeless Necromantic in hand. Then had 2 copies of Volition. What else is there to say? 2 copies of Volition. Yeah, everything sort of went right for them compared to this deck. Compared to this deck, everything went right. Oh, frustrating. Because we're so aggro, I felt like we had to race, but they had the perfect setup. That sucks. The more important question, though, is we're doing this to gain experience and try and see things from the aggro side of the matchup, so we can take that knowledge back to our YG variants and our yellow-green controls and such, which is really our bread and butter up to this point. I'm not worried about the reanimator list with our actual yellow-green. Question is, how do we deal with aggro? How do we deal with this deck that we're playing right now? So they're putting down pack troopers very quickly. Looking at it, it really does just seem like, well, if we can just contest in the early game. If they put down a pack trooper turn 1, Racer in Shadow is an answer to that. Racer, and all you really need to do is take 1 out, and then the pack starts to fall down quite a bit. Misanthropia is fine. Not really Born Again or Collarbock. These all weaken part of the pack, but not really. Meso Libre. Throwing a Meso Libre in could really get in the way of Horn. It's not amazing though. Oh, Effigy, Maze of IT aren't doing anything. So when this deck is really running, it's basically Meso Libre, Razor and Shadow. Those are the only parts of the deck that work. That are really getting into them. That's not enough. That's not enough. Do we change the whole deck just for that? But it isn't just Canines. This is how Valkyries play too. This whole super fast rush down pressure is Valkyries as well. We can't just... well, that was ugly, wasn't it?
Deploy.
Infuse seems to be the better power, but in some ways I wish I had Impel. But you can't Impel everything, you can't move the whole pack over. So... okay. So possibly they're starting slower than we are. Okay. Is it Speedway? I think it's Speedway, right? So, I mean, this has overrun, so I should probably... is there anything I should know? Nope.
Battle.
Could impel over and get in the way, but then it just takes 1 ping, which is kind of what you want. Still, this sucks a little bit. Shouldn't have overrun though. Oh no, I'm not even paying attention, am I? That's embarrassing. That is not a point, man. That is ridiculous. Is it just for 0? Yeah. Then there is only one choice in there. And it's immobile. So, do you want to... Could definitely do that. No. Really?
Taking point.
Right. So they haven't really set up a board. But we also haven't really gotten things going either. And we're now in turn 4, which is not good. Six. Okay, that's scary. So you got rid of the blocker. Why? Why did you get rid of the blocker? That's a bit... What is happening here?
Hot stuff coming through.
Okay, but I have overrun. So what just happened? Oh, I can't justify that, can I? Over here. Over here.
Covering fire.
Right. That's not the first time we've played that guy. So too fast for him. Is it an overcommitment? Yeah. But I think aggro has to overcommit. You commit everything, and if it gets cleared, you're screwed. Like with Magmatar. This deck can't afford to hold anything back. It has to put everything on the field straight away. It really needs to get going. If it still hasn't won by turn, well, basically if it hasn't won by turn 6, its win percentage decreases turn by turn. The longer the match goes on for, the less likely this is to win. I suppose it's obvious anyway. I already sort of knew that, but you have to take a few trades that you don't like if you're playing against this deck, I think. Miserable trades that don't really do much. But just to try and get that turn counter ticking forwards, you have to do it, I think. We shall see. Do I really go to Volkov here? Surely not.
Deploy.
Still, the fact they put down a control card is good for us, I think. Right, so if I'm playing pack, I actually like seeing Maze of Iatique here, because it means my opponent is playing a slow, egregious style. Yep. And you burn this. I'm not trying to burn it.
Another battle.
Yahui, I guess, is a control card as well. Effigy. So we really need overrun at this point. What would you like to do? I think you take the hit. Is that correct? Sucks though, doesn't it?
Another battle.
Maybe I shouldn't have done this. We sort of set it up as a blocker, which is arguably, yeah. It gives him the choice of whether he wants to block with it or not. Okay, so we're happy that Maze of IRTQ comes down. Yeah, we really stuffs us though. It's really bad. Oh, and it has orange.
Surprise!
My word, what a horrible, horrible world we live in. What would you like to do? I would like to ignore that and can't henge here. I think he can Dark Passenger though. In fact, I think he's getting ready to Dark Passenger. So, still. So setting this up as a 4-5. And these colours doing this just makes me feel uneasy. I don't like it. So we're going pretty wide here. We're going extremely wide here. How wide do we need to go? Extremely, extremely wide. Over here.
Covering fire.
It would be different if we'd had our mass clear. Like, I'd have really appreciated a Thunderclap or Magnus here, wouldn't I? Because I could have gotten rid of Born again. And suddenly we've got him down to barely anything. Very achievable. But as it is, we're in this crappy situation, and I'm not enjoying it at all.
Covering fire.
Do I get rid of Berserker Sickness? I don't think so. He's playing this better than we play it though, isn't he? He's really holding us back. That was a misanthropia and there's barely anything on board. But looking at it from the aggro perspective with this deck, that was right to do. Because I can feel us getting more and more screwed as this goes on. Yeah, this game is over, isn't it? This game's over already. Amazing.
Covering fire.
Oh, they can move. Oh, okay, you know what? Ugh. I should have put him here or here. Either one. Good game. Messed up so bad. Could we have come back from that? I don't know. He had cards in hand. He played it. I guess that's how you play it. That's all I can say. Apparently against Alpha 9, that's how you play it. And we're facing Ace Martinez again. Hopefully we can play against Horn better now. We can't play against it much worse, can we? That's nice. Pack Trooper. Let him read into that what he wishes. Great, well I should have burnt a green, clearly. Because I could have gone, now I've got 2 greens in my hand. But I can't use them both. Ridiculous. Oh, he's got the twins. In the graveyard again.
Deploy.
This honestly sucks, doesn't it? Oh, Ace Martinez. So we struggle against Reanimate because it's so quick. So incredibly quick against us. Well, that sucks then, doesn't it? For us. Okay. That sucks, but he didn't actually do anything. What would you like to do?
Taking point.
Giganto, getting rid of it.
Lost.
Right, so we can completely get rid of this. And then I'm going to do Sea Haven or Rustlands. Then that would only take 1. Would I really die from that? Well, life sucks, doesn't it?
Deploy.
Doesn't life just suck so much? So you've got the other twin, but we killed. Yeah. Oh, Volition. Okay. Very nice. We can definitely... Do we want to put down Volkov Heavy? We saw him burning,
Covering fire.
we saw him burning Gigantomachia. So if anything, it should be the best time to use Volkov Heavy.
What is lost?
Oof. Sneaky. Okay, what do you want to play instead? I will play... I'll be playing marching orders, that's for sure. But I'll also be playing... I'll get rid of this, yeah? Oh, I could have done that all along. Crazy, right? Isn't that ridiculous? Whoops.
Covering
So we
fire.
could have gotten down to 5 there, if I'd thought that through properly. I was just looking at marching orders, I got excited. What a disappointment for me, right? So Misanthropia.
Taking point.
Oh, that match was good, wasn't it? Really good game. We struggle against Reanimator. Okay. Collect my level up. Look at that, 250 essence. What can't I get with 250 essence? Is this we want? I want to see what mythic wildcard we get. Alright, let's take a step back. So we're 9 and 4. altogether, including the games I played earlier. We won because of marching orders, so 2 copies of marching orders is really necessary. If I'm playing yellow-green control though, what can I do against marching orders? I'm not sure if there is, you know, all Father's Horn marching orders, that's pretty much, that's a game over, isn't it, at 6? You just can't let it get to that. What solutions then? It's marching orders. I definitely think these clears make a difference though. Thunderclap and Magnus make a massive difference. I still don't know about Cataclysm. It's not really what I want to be doing on 6, but it could just give me the extra 5 damage I need to get over something. And it's just slightly less than what kills a Volkov Heavy as well, because it's armor 1. So putting down a Volkov Heavy and then desperately doing a Cataclysm and then attacking with Volkov Heavy is sort of a legitimate thing. Berserker Sickness, we don't use it that much, but it's won us a game or 2. Traitorous Murmur is a waste. Amazingly enough, just doesn't seem to have done anything so far, does it? I was thinking of it more the way we use it in control sometimes to finish, where someone will put something in the way, and then we move over and murmur it, but because we don't have Impel, we can't attack after we murmur whatever they've put in front of us. So maybe Traitorous Murmur is terrible here. I would definitely take a second copy of Marching Orders over Traitorous Murmur, unbelievably, but in this deck, it works. Okay. Can we, I mean, we could play it more. What would we gain out of doing that? I'm not. Marching Orders, this deck seems to revolve really around really early aggression before they can reply, and then marching orders just to get that last bit of reach at the end. That was why we beat Ace just then. We lost last time because we didn't have marching orders and couldn't move his necromantic. This time we had marching orders and we moved his necromantic. Plain and simple. I really think that's it. Veterans aren't doing it for me. But I could see a sort of Plague Maiden variant where veterans could just end a game really quickly. Like if you leave one on its own, disgusting. You know, send down a Plague Maiden, just keep pinging it for 1 damage. That sounds amazing. I also think Volkov Heavy is amazing. I really want to put it in my normal decks. It's hard to justify a slot when we often go further. But against this deck, now that we've seen it and we've played it, early volitions. I don't know about maybe Bay Mene. Maze of Artiku isn't. Misanthropia is more useful. I've just been holding back on it too much. I'm not used to using Misanthropia when there's only 2 units on board, but Horn makes the game so ridiculous so quickly that you have to get rid of the units, plain and simple. But that also means Scourge of Serpents is a waste. As usual, Scourge of Serpents, complete rubbish. Okay, so we need to, if we see K9s, we need to go heavy. Preferably 2 green, 1 yellow. In turn 4, 3 green, 1 yellow. And Bella with the clay effigy. Our game 1 against it though. Like, do we have a game 1 against it? Do we have a turn 1 against it? What options do we have? Yana virus? Yahweh really screwed us over, didn't it? That was tough. That was really tough to get through. Venom Fang mutant? No, armor 1. Venom Fang would be useless. Yahweh. Yahweh just slowed it down so much. Oh, a 2 gem, 2 mana is awkward though. But it makes a difference. Yana virus, so they have to spread out. Might be. Legit. It takes time, but I mean, if we can get an early Yana virus on it, that's it. Like, they're in trouble then. And it'd also work against snake decks and stuff like that as well. Anything that has a lot of mini tokens. I'm not sure about this. Serpent's Den, no, because of Overrun. Wonder Drug, maybe. Yeah, there's no point looking at the end. We need to look at the start. Collarbock Ramp is so useful, but just not in this matchup. Rustling Spite, anything we put on it would actually be good. Double Think? No. Just too slow, isn't it? I think it's too slow. Sugar Plum Fairy, we can't outrace them. When I was playing the K9 deck, I didn't care too much when they put a Sugar Plum Fairy down. Because I knew the amount of damage we were going to put down if they left K9s sitting next to each other was so much higher than Sugar Plum Fairy could make up for. You have to remove the actual K9s off the board. There is no other option. Or hold on for Misanthropia, but that can't be our only. I mean, Helpless Necromantic sort of worked. I'm not going to suddenly turn my deck into a Disc of Cicadia reanimation deck just because of that. Leshy Green probably loves fighting K9s. That is an issue for them. Led Astray. So that we're already into 3 drops. That's not great. No, we're getting. These are too expensive now. This is too late. Oh, seriously, this card. I can't work out what to take for it, but for 5 mana, getting a 5/5 armor 1 overrun is so good. It's like Black and Jotun. Both really great value 5 drops. Baba Yaga's Den gets in the way of something, doesn't it? Just putting it on the edge, so we're blocking them. Baba Yaga's Den. I don't think healing is the answer. I think you've got to take the K9s out. I can't see how to easily do it. Man, I hate Scourge of Serpents. A Yarnavirus would really screw them over, but I just can't see anything else. 2 mana, give a minion blight one's pretty rubbishy. Yahui was the most annoying thing that happened in those matches. That really just... K9s do not like Yahui, apparently. They don't like mutants. Riot Guard? Armor 1, so this would slow things down a lot. The stun is not amazing, but definitely, you know, 1 or 2 canines standing next to each other, having a riot guard there. Oh, even against the Volkov veteran, because, you know, he'd get pinged for 1 damage, but then he'd get stunned. That's a pretty good deal. You couldn't horn through it. You know, you're not going to attack it and then attack again. It's done. Riot guard. I'm not. Oh, fire dart frog. That's weird, isn't it? That's too weird. Surprisingly legitimate though. Anything that attacks this takes 3 damage. That's a great deal. A fire dart frog doesn't feel like a control card to me, but and it's only 1 yellow gem, so it's putting a fire dart frog in the way of the canines would really. Oh, that'd be horrible. Mutants. Apparently, the mutant tag is the counter to the canine tag. Magpie Commando. Oh, I don't know. I mean, a 2/2 for 1, but in terms of value in the card slot, I can't see it. Whereas Fire Dart Frog is weird, but it's not. It's not terrible. I think both of them could be good answers. Maybe we should experiment with both of them. Fire Dart Frog and Riot Guard. Try them in our 1s and 2s. I can see Fire Dart Frog by many fools being just a really horrible combination for them to deal with. Where, you know, we put Baymeni in front of them, Fire Dart Frog onto Baymeni, 2 health, then they have to attack it or it's just gonna, you know, it blocks forever. 1 damage to everything, and that's 3 damage to the canine in front of it. So if we have an early one of these, they can't get started while it's sitting there. But Riot Guard too, I think both of them. I think we're going to have to do 2 different variations of the deck. And then play it, see how viable it is against other decks, against the meta in general. Might even do some weird... Okay, well, Scourge of Serpents. God, goodness, I hate this card so much. I just don't like it. Okay, variation of Cruel TK, where we... take out Led Astray. Take out... Oh, I don't want to take out Born Again, but... Led Astray, Scourge of Serpents, Maze of Ayatiku, and put down Riot Guard, and then the same, but put in Fire Dart Frog. That might be all we need. 3 Fire Dart Frogs or 3 Riot Guards. This doesn't work against Valkyrie Toughs though. And that's another sort of big annoying matchup. So maybe we're not getting value. But Riot Guard should work. I mean, this dies to Valkyrie Toughs as well, of course. But it stuns. It's good against canines, is okay against Valkyrie Toughs. Yeah, I don't hate that. So, Yahui trades well into both canines and Valkyrie Toughs. But those 2 yellow gems is a bit... it's a bit demanding for this deck. I suppose we'll have to do that as well. Okay, so 3 decks. We'll try Yahui, we'll try Riot Guard, we'll try Fire Dart Frog. I should also look into Yarnavirus, I think. Yarnavirus could be it. Maybe not Cornered Wildcat. I guess Pox. Nah, I don't want to do that. That's rubbish. Yeah, yellow has some answers. Green not so much. I guess Leshy. Leshy would be a counter. Leshy, Baba Yaga's Den. So 4 decks. Okay. Well, this was good anyway. So playing the deck is definitely giving us insight into the deck. I'm not sure if playing it any more than we already have is going to help us. But, you know, 40, 50 hours of gameplay. 50 hours? What the? 40, 50 minutes of gameplay. And then 15, 20 minutes just to sort of go over what we've gained from it and ways we could change our deck. Yeah, I think that's the only. I think that's the best thing. With the patch coming and everything, we've got time now. I'm quite happy with being Mithril for now. And then once the patch comes in, trying to get used to the new cards, seeing what happens. I'm not sure I bothered download. I mean, I downloaded them because they're amazing decks. But you know, as soon as new cards come, are these even going to be? These, you know, I don't know how useful these are going to be. And I've got my own 2 experiments here as well. Right, yeah, we'll see anyway. But we've at least created canines and snakes and a blue splash to see if that is good. I think we gained a lot from this. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, maybe I'll come back to it later. Excellent.